So what's up guys, I wanted to do a quick video today to talk about one thing that I've been thinking about a lot actually. It's something I wrote about in an article this morning. So I want to share a couple of things, and those have to do with, it's just amazing how the more you get into trading, the more you realize that there's always something to work on. There's always like these big obstacles, these big things that you want to work on, or that you kind of have to work on. There's always like a next level. And that's pretty interesting because some people think that you just learn to trade, you get good at trading, and then you're successful. But there's like so many things you can work on, so many possibilities. And usually when you work on those things, you have to kind of fail a little bit to be able to go back up and be able to work toward where you want to go. So that's pretty much what I've realized these past couple of days. And I've been traveling a lot 2 months ago, so from January all the way to February, or was it March? Yeah, up to the month of March. And I kind of failed a little bit with trading at that point, but I learned a lot. So I learned a couple of things that I need to implement myself for my next trip, for my next travel. And it turns out that this Friday I'm actually leaving again for China, and there's a lot of things I need to work on. A lot of challenges that came up the first time I was traveling and trading, they're going to come up again. So I want to work on those as soon as possible. And I started to reflect a little bit, write on those things a little bit more, on what I want to work on. And I came up with like 3 things that I need to do, need to work on. Those are like challenges that I need to fix for my next trip. So I want to share those 3 things with you guys today. And I'll put the article like out in a couple of days, I think on Thursday. So you guys are going to be able to read everything. But for now, I just want to share the 3 aspects that I want to work on for my next trip. First one is about getting clear on what I want to do to trade. Like what I want to trade, what's going to be the methodology to trade. Because trading when you travel is completely different from trading when you're at home. It's like a different thing, completely. Right? So what I started doing when I was traveling the first time is I said I'm going to day trade. And then day trading was really difficult because I was spending the whole morning from 8 a.m. to 12 just trading. And that's like half a day that you lose. And then I would want to go out. And I would go out to travel, do videos or whatever, but I was missing the whole part of the day where I couldn't write, I couldn't do anything else. So that was really, really difficult. So then I said, okay, I'm going to stop the day trade. Instead, I'm going to trade only the forward chart and the daily chart, which is a lot easier, right? A lot easier from there. But even then, when you're outside your home, like outside the hotel or whatever, you're on the road, it's difficult to look at the chart. You might not have the internet. Or you might be doing something with your friends in a mountain or on a lake, and you have no internet to look at your charts, right? So that's really difficult. And then I started to interview different traders on my podcast, and some of them mentioned that while they were traveling, they were only trading the daily chart. But to me, trading the daily chart only might be difficult because of the fact that there's less setup, right? I could take maybe 1 to 2 trades per week, or like now I can trade maybe, like now I take maybe 1 to 3 or 4 trades a week, which is good with the daily chart and the forward chart. But trading only the daily chart means I would possibly have only 1 trade per week, or maybe not, right? Which is for me kind of low, and it's harder to make profit with that. So I really have to decide what I'm going to do, if I'm going to trade only the daily chart or daily chart, forward chart again. But that's going to be, I think, difficult. So I'll have to decide. My choice now is going to be to tend toward the daily chart only, which is possible, but I'll just need to make sure that this is good and that I respect that thing when I decide. As that's really, really cool. And the second thing is about having a solid plan and routine. Now, it's good to have a routine, like something you do every single day, things you work on, things that are on your schedule, and I'm really, really a fan of having a schedule like that. But one thing I realized is that only having a routine, like things you do daily, a schedule, is not enough. And I've been coming across a book called The 12-Week Year, which is really interesting. But it tells about how to create a plan for 12 weeks that you work on really, really hard, and then you like take a week off. And then you work so you work in an increment of like 12 weeks. But you have to have a plan week by week of what you're going to do, which is what I've been trying to do these past days. And it's really, really helpful to know what you're going to work on in the next couple of days, or that you're going to work on the next even couple of weeks, so you know exactly what you have to focus on. and that's much more easier. So I definitely need to have this plan down, which is pretty much done now. But with this, I need to have the schedule, because it's good to have a plan. But if you don't execute consistently on it, if you don't work every single day on that plan, you're not gonna get results, right? It's clear. So that's the second challenge: having, yes, a plan, but also a routine that you do every single day. And then the challenge, of course, is going to be to execute on that every single day, to do that thing every single time, right? Which is again difficult. And let me see if there's any question just for fun. Good. Okay, that's not bad. So good. But if you guys are joining me live, let me know in the comment below. I'm really spontaneous to do those lives. I don't plan in advance. I just show up live, talk about whatever I want to talk about. But if you guys are here, let me know. And if not, I'll just continue with the last thing I want to work on. And that one is in line with everything we talked about so far. It's the idea of not multitasking, abandoning multitasking. Because it's really easy to jump into many things, right? Trading, writing, editing videos, being on social media or whatever, and doing all these things at the same time. But once you do this, you never do anything. You just don't accomplish anything, which makes it much more difficult. So I know this is not purely trading related, it's kind of more broad, but quitting multitasking is really, really helpful for most people. And most traders you're going to see on my podcast, or people I talk to, they're all going to tell you, you cannot multitask. It's a bad way to do things. It's not going to help you. You're just going to be in so many places, trying to do so many things, and you're never going to get done anything, right? So the more you focus on something and finish it completely, whether it's going to be looking into a chart, doing this work, that work, whatever, but the more you focus on one thing, you finish it, then you go to the next. It's like one purpose at one time. And that's really what I need to work on, because I know when I was traveling, I often in the morning would go to many things, social, like open up many tabs, social media, whatever, like charts or anything, and I would go on so many things. But I know if I want to be really, really serious about this, I need to pick one thing, focus on that one thing, and then go to the next. That's going to be the other challenge. So I'll finish it here for today, guys. Those are the 3 things I want to work on. So first of all, decide on what I'm going to trade. Second thing is going to be the routine and the plan. They go together. And the other one is going to be quitting multitasking. So those are 3 things. If you guys have any comment below, let me know. If you want to work on those similar things, let me know also in the comment. And I'll finish it here for today. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And if not, I'll see you guys pretty soon. By the way, I'm trying to change the name of that page, so it's going to be called my name instead of Desire to Trade. But it's, I don't know, it's process with Facebook. I'm waiting on that. So you might see my name in your newsfeed in coming days. But it's going to be pretty interesting, because I try to keep this more personal. If you guys have any problems, just send me a message, let me know, and I'll do my best to help you out. So on that note, I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.